Have you ever picked up a book without looking at the title, the description, the cover? Because that is what I'm gonna be doing today. I have nothing to judge these books by except for their vibes. Hey guys, it's Maya and welcome back to my channel. That's right, today I'm going to be choosing what to read based just on the aesthetic of the book. I am so excited for this. You know those videos where it's like convincing you to read this book based off its aesthetic? That's basically what this is, except we're not even going to know the title or description or the cover of this book either. So there will be absolutely zero biasment here. Is that a word, biasment? There will be absolutely zero bias here. Anyways, this video is actually a collab with the lovely Arlen, who also posts book videos on YouTube. I'll have her channel links down below. She made these like aesthetic collage mood boards for me, and I'm going to be choosing one of them and then reading the book that it is. I'm so excited to see what she has in store for me, and I also made some collages for her to choose from, but you'll need to watch her video to see those and to see which book she ends up picking. Anyways, it's time! First, let's watch this video that she sent us.
Hi Maya, it's Arlen. I am so excited to be doing this video with you. First of all, the video idea that we chose I think sounds so much fun and I cannot wait to get started. So I have 3 collages for you of 3 different aesthetics of 3 different books. I feel like that was more confusing than it actually is. I did pick these books out based on what you said you did and didn't like, and also what I've seen from your videos. I'm really excited to see what you end up picking and what your thoughts are on the book. I think it's just gonna be so much fun. Okay, I'll stop yapping for now and let you get back to your video. Have fun, and of course, happy reading.
I'm so excited. So like she said, she did keep in mind some things that I mentioned to her. We basically just said what we don't really like in books and what we do like in books, so it would help us select some books for each other, some book options. Now let's look at the collages, shall we? We shall. I am currently right now in a reading slump. I have not read a book in a while. Well, there is one I'm kind of like in the middle of, but I'm probably gonna do enough because it's so boring. And just like so far this year, it's been slow. Reading has been feeling a little bit more like a chore. So I want to get out of this reading slump. So the pressure is on Arlen. I'm sure every book she selected is probably really good. Me and Arlen have kind of similar book tastes, and I hope that this reading slump doesn't impact like my enjoyment of the books, because you know sometimes you're in a reading slump and even if you read a really good book, you might not like it that much because of the reading slump. Hopefully that won't be the case. Okay. The collages. Collage number 1. Ooh la la. Looks like a fantasy. Looks like they're training with weapons, fighting. Okay, it's giving me action-y vibes. Collage number 2. Wow, this is very much cottagey vibes. It looks so whimsical and pretty, and I feel like this is more of what I'm in the mood for, something more chill, maybe. There's a village, looks like potion making, forests and fields, and it looks like so cute. Collage number 3. Ooh, okay. Moving on to some more Regency vibes, royalty, possibly fantasy, possibly not. I don't know, is this a fantasy? I think maybe not. Maybe it's just like old times. Okay. I'm liking these vibes. Okay, this is a high contender right now too. Okay, those are the 3 collages. I don't know what to choose. So the first one, it looks really cool, but I don't know if I'm in the vibe for that right now. I feel like I need something a little more calmer to ease me out of this reading slump. Or maybe the opposite will do the trick. Something super high action that just like sucks me in immediately. Collage number 2 is giving Howl's Moving Castle vibes. Like Studio Ghibli, and also just like a charming fantasy village. And the third one, it's dreamy, Regency, romantic. Okay, I've chosen. I'm gonna go for the third one. The Regency vibes one. Let's find out what it is. The book I chose is... Why did she do this? Just tell me already. Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. I was not expecting this. I've read Jane Austen before, 2 of her books, Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility, and I have a 3rd book that I haven't read yet, Emma. I was hoping to read that one next, but looks like I might need to read this one next instead. I feel kind of scared because I'm in a reading slump, in a classic in a reading slump. I don't know if that's gonna help. But I just now stretched it up and it is considerably shorter than her other classics. So Pride and Prejudice has 400 pages. Sense and Sensibility has 409 pages. And Emma, which I have not read yet, is 474 pages. Northanger Abbey is 260 pages. That is considerably less, and honestly for a book, that is kind of short. So you know what? Maybe this won't be bad. I have been wanting to get back into Jane Austen recently. I just love the vibes of her books. Sense and Sensibility was kind of slow. Pride and Prejudice was much better. I don't really like that one. So I'm curious about her other books now. And since this one is shorter, it is probably the best option from her books right now. Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen is my next read. Okay, I put it up here on Amazon. I'm deciding between these two options, the Penguin Classics or the Wordsworth Classic. The Wordsworth looks really cute. Like, I really like that look. It's like so cute. But I don't know, something just calls me about the Penguin Classic one. It's like moodier and I really like the vibe of it. All my other Jane Austen books, I've been collecting them in the Barnes Noble collectible edition, which are the like leather bound books, and they're just like so high quality and so freaking beautiful. Unfortunately, I searched it up and they don't have it Northanger Abbey in this type of cover, so that's why I'm going to choose between these two. I think I'm going to go for the Penguin one. I like the look of the Penguin Classics and they have lots, so like in the future when I buy more classics and they don't have them in these covers, then I should get them in the Penguin covers so that like all my classics kind of match. And again, I just love the vibe of the Penguin Classics one. It is like $1 more, but who cares? I'm actually getting really excited. At first I was scared because like classic, in a reading slump, but you know what? I'm just gonna trust Arlen. The collage that she made, the aesthetic of this book, it looks really good and I'm in the mood for that. So you know what? Let's just trust. And I guess I'll see you guys when the book comes tomorrow. Will this classic put me further into my reading slump or finally get me out of it? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. I got it. This edition is so beautiful and I'm super excited to start reading this. I actually just now listened to a bit of classical music, so I feel like I'm in the mood for this. And I already kind of knew what this is about, but the back sounds really interesting. So I think I'm going to start reading this. I have a bowl of raspberries here. There's more, but I already ate most of them. They're so good and ripe. Finally, bro, look how much that is. That's not even the book. It's just like some random stuff about Jane Austen and stuff. But this is the actual book.
Wait a minute.
Okay, never mind here. The book starts here. Look at all the progress I made. I didn't even start reading. Chapter 1. Are all Penguin books like this? Because the classics that I have so far, they don't have like these long introductions made by some nowadays editor. It's just like the class that I have just get right to the point with the book. Okay, so I calculated the actual length of the actual book and it's 220 pages. Hi guys! It's day 3 of reading Northanger Abbey. Is it Northanger or Northanger? I did some reading of this today, and let me recap you guys on what I did yesterday and how much I read yesterday. So yesterday was day 2 of reading, and after I came back home from refereeing a few soccer games and after doing some coloring with my sisters, we do this like fun coloring challenge. It's like mystery color challenge. We randomly choose 4 markers and then we choose a picture to color with them. It's so fun. So after that, my sister made us some smoothies and then we did some reading. Thundered and rained for like 5 minutes outside and then stopped. Okay, see how much I'm through it?
Yeah.
What page do you think it is?
Close it, like hold it close.
Hurry up! 63?
75.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is page 18.
What? So what's all that?
Stuff that is in the book.
Bruh.
Seriously?
I think I read 2 chapters yesterday, and today I read a chapter and almost another chapter. I like stopped at the end of a chapter, didn't finish it yet. Oh, there's a spider on me. Anyways, that leads me to being currently on page 36 on chapter 5, and I think I'm ready to give you guys an update on how I'm liking this, how it's going. I am liking it. The way Jane Austen's story progressed is very addicting to read. I have been reading this a little slowly because like every few paragraphs there's like a word that I want to search up. I do like to read this with my phone near me so I can search up definitions of words and add them to my vocabulary. I like to understand what I'm reading, even if I might forget the word later and search it up again. You know, the more I read it, the more I'll remember it. And when I just started this, like the first couple of chapters were definitely very slow for me to read, but like with her other books, after the first few initial ones, it does get easier. I get used to reading the Old English and it goes on a lot smoother from there. Today I was reading it pretty smoothly actually. When I read classics, I realize like, wow, people back then aren't that different from people now. Especially like the main characters, like the way they act and think, like their inner thoughts and their motives. I have been relating to some things with our main character Catherine here. Quick appreciation for this beautiful cover again. And I'm pretty sure Catherine is the youngest of Jane Austen's main characters. And on the back it does say that Northanger Abbey is the most youthful and optimistic of Jane Austen's novels. And so far I'm definitely feeling that in comparison to the other 2 books that I read from her. I've been enjoying reading about this character and I think it's pretty fun to read about this girl who's a very similar age back then in the old times. It feels more immersive, if that makes sense, because like I can relate to her more in many ways. Like I do love Jane Austen's other characters like Elizabeth for example, but like I'm more in the age group of this main character. That's pretty much all I wanted to say right now so far. I'm liking it and I'm liking how it's progressing and I'm excited to keep reading. It's fun. Yay! I may or may not have been distracted by searching up dresses and gowns, Regency era, Edwardian, like vintage dresses, Little House on the Prairie vibes. I found some really cute ones and there's this one, it's like $60 or over. Where would I wear it though? Like I probably want to wear it out and about just at home and like be in my own little fairy tale, but I feel like seeing my family in just like their normal clothes kind of kill the vibe.
And to force everyone to wear dresses like this.
And while I read the book that I chose based on its aesthetic, let's bring you guys in on the fun too. I made some aesthetic collages for you guys, so you can choose a book based off the aesthetic too. Have a look, and then I'll reveal what books they are. Comment which book you got. Pages in, specifically on page 102. Is this the easiest Jane Austen book to read? I feel like compared to the other 2 I read by her, this one is like much easier to read and understand. Or maybe that's because I read those and got some experience reading older classic books, and now this one feels easier. Also a possibility. If you've read her books, let me know what you think. Which one was the hardest and easiest for you? One thing I will say is it's not really the gothic vibe I was expecting. From the back, it says that her friend introduces her to the thrill of gothic novels. And then after reading those novels of horror and intrigue, she begins to think that terrible crimes are being committed and like her imagination is making things seem how they are not actually. So I thought it would be more of a suspensey, like her looking at the window and thinking like, huh, that man is really sus, or like trying to connect things and see things that aren't there. Kind of an unreliable narrator moment, but that has not happened yet. We're basically halfway through this book. The vibes are not very gothic-like. They're more like what Arlen's aesthetic board was like, which was lighter vibes, and that is what it's like here. I wonder if like the intrigue and stuff will start later on, maybe? But so far there has been like nothing that hints towards that. There's this one character that literally pisses me off, John Thorpe, he's supposed to. I don't think there's a single person that would read this book and like him. He's just an unlikable character. But like the things he does are like
so incredibly annoying.
Like, good job, Jane Austen. He already did 2 really extremely annoying things, like on top of just like his normal annoyingness. The second time, I'm so glad that Catherine stood up for herself. I like Catherine, the main character. She tried to stand her ground the first time either, but it was literally out of her control. He just like didn't listen to her, if you know what I'm talking about. Which like, if I was her, I would have jumped out of the carriage or like forcefully made him stop. I want to finish reading this week because I'm going on vacation next week and I think I want to get a different book for that, like something vacation-y. So I would like to finish this week. So I should get on with reading. I think I'll need to read like 20 pages a day or 30 pages a day for the next few days to finish it, which is doable. I haven't been reading this every single day, but when I have, my average is like around 10 to 20 pages a day. I am liking this, but I think it's just a little easy to put down because it's more for like their everyday life. At the same time, it's easy to put down, but at the same time, I do get excited to pick it back up. Like I just see it lying there on the table and I'm just like, I'm gonna read something about how it's written and like how the events unfold. I'm just excited to see like how their life keeps evolving, like what else happens to the characters. So yeah, that's the update. I guess let's have a focused reading session so I can get those pages in. I in fact did not finish reading it before vacation. Currently reading on the balcony. Do you see the ocean behind me? Anyways, I'm on page 156. They have finally arrived at North Anger Abbey, which I even forgot. Like, yeah, that's the title of the place, and it hasn't been mentioned once until this point. And it's like an abbey, so it's like an old kind of place. And I'm thinking this is where that like gothic stuff is gonna start, where her suspicions and curiosity about random things is gonna make her believe that bad things are happening, even though that's just her imagination. So first, something has started happening and I am curious about it. So, but yeah, I didn't expect that part of the book to start so late. And I am filming a vacation vlog, so stay tuned for that. I read some of it on the beach yesterday. It was so nice. It was so peaceful. And this book just like gives me this sense of comfort. Other Jane Austen books too. Like there's just something about them that just feels so warm and cozy and comforting. Like you're surrounded by a blanket of words. I also just woke up, so that's why I look a little bit sleepy.
I finished reading it.
Finally, it did take longer than I thought it would, but I liked it. I feel like I really took my time with it to comprehend and understand everything. Because of that, it feels like I really read this book. I definitely feel that way more about this one than the other Jane Austen books I read. I feel like I really took my time to stop and ponder with this one. And the result is satisfying. I feel like I really fully got a lot out of this book and really read it. It's like squeezing a lemon till there's not anything left in it. So I'm not sure what to rate this. Pride and Prejudice, I liked that and I rated that 4 stars. But I feel like I really understood this one a lot more because I, like I said, took my time with it to really understand, and I feel like because of that I connected to it more. Now I'm really curious if I did the same thing with Pride and Prejudice, and it's not even like I skimmed in Pride and Prejudice or stuff, just like I sometimes didn't bother to really sit and think about what she could have meant by some specific thing. But I wonder if I read Pride and Prejudice the same way that I read this one, which one would I like more? I feel like it's kind of unfair to judge them because I read them a bit differently. I think this is at least a 4 stars, maybe a 4.25. Yeah, the ending was so good. I'm genuinely so happy for the characters, and I just really like this couple here, Catherine and Henry. I also like that all of Jane Austen's books have a happy ending. Sense and Sensibility, I didn't really know about that one. Like Marianne, her ending, no. Quite a few problems in that, if you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's my review. I'm not gonna go super deep into a review because I feel like I'll be repeating a lot of stuff I said throughout this video. I feel like I've been giving the review as I read it throughout this video. Now I have read 3 Jane Austen novels. The next one I'll read is probably gonna be Emma, since I have that. But Emma is like twice as long as this book, and if I read it as carefully as I read this book, I don't even know how long that is going to take, or maybe it'll be faster. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I read this book very carefully. Like I turned over a lot of sentences. Definitely kept my mind stimulated. Loved the character and loved her story. It does feel like more of a light-hearted one compared to the other two because the character is younger and so everything kind of revolves around her adolescence.
If you want a lighter classic focusing on a sheltered teenage girl stepping out into the world and navigating new friendships, good and not so good, new and old relationships, learning lessons, becoming a stronger version of herself, and growing as a character in new surroundings, romance, a bit of that Delulu imagination at the end, the life and amusements of that time, and cozy vibes, then I would definitely recommend this book.
So yeah, that's the book that I picked based on its aesthetic, and I'd say that's a success. On top of these vibes, I'd also like to add some of this, what I felt from it. I'm so curious how Arlen is liking the book that she picked based on the aesthetic boards that I made for her, and whether she also ended up liking it. I hope so. I'll leave the link to her video down below so you can go find out, and I'll go find out too when it's posted.
Let's find out what the other books were that I didn't choose.
Okay, so first the first book, which was kind of like the fighting samurai type of vibe, and my guess is that, I'm just gonna throw this out there, maybe it's Nightshade Academy. I know that she read it, and I know it's a ninja type of book, and I also have it, but I haven't read it yet. So maybe that one. I feel like that could be a strong possibility, but let's find out. It is. Wow, I got it right. Here it is. I actually have it, which is great because now that I've seen the aesthetic board for it, if I want to read it, I have it. I actually guessed that one right. Okay, now the second book, which I do have kind of suspicion too. When I first saw it, my first thought was like Studio Ghibli. And like I said, it does give off Studio Ghibli vibes. So it's either something that's inspired by Studio Ghibli maybe, or it is a Studio Ghibli book like Howl's Moving Castle or Kiki's Delivery Service, even though I don't think this is Kiki's Delivery Service because there would be cats probably and broomsticks. So Howl's Moving Castle maybe. I haven't seen the movie, but I am kind of familiar with what the vibes are from like social media and stuff, and this is giving those vibes. And also, I know that Arlen read Howl's Moving Castle, so that really could be it maybe. Let's find out. And it is 2 for 2. It's not even like I'm cheating or anything. First of all, the boards really do give off those vibes. And second of all, we are friends on Goodreads, so we do see which books the other person read recently. So those suspicions are naturally gonna creep up in your mind. But the vibes of both of these sound so awesome. I actually guessed them correctly. I think the only one I had absolutely zero suspicions of was the third book, the one that I picked, which was North Anger Abbey. Oh, also, I just realized this whole video I was saying North Anger Abbey wrong. It's North Anger Abbey, apparently. What? I feel like that sounds weird, right? North Anger? I considered that possibility of it being North Anger, but I quickly dismissed like, no, that's just like, sounds kind of awkward, like anger, North Anger. I thought it's obviously North Anger, or North Anger. So, now I know. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Comment a flower emoji if you made it this far, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Subscribe and like.